a Dauber out taking his warm-up throws. He last worked on Wednesday night against Baltimore and lost that ball game 10-4. Went 5 innings, allowed 5 runs on 6 hits. Walked 4 and struck out just 1. That loss to Baltimore snapped a 6-game winning streak for Dobson. Against Cleveland this year, Pat won 7-1 on April 7th. He pitched a 5-hitter, but he lost on April 12th. They got him out of there in 3 2/3 innings. Allowed 7 runs on 4 hits. Also lost to him on June 26th. Went 5 1/3 there. Oh, here's Lowenstein. Against Dobson, the first pitch is pulled foul outside of first. So Dobson on the year is 1-1. He's lost 2 against the Cleveland Indians. Lowenstein's a left-handed batter. He's batting .242, 8 home runs. Hit his 8th home run here yesterday, and he's driven in 47 runs. It'll be Lowenstein, McCraw, and Frank Robinson against Dauber here in the top of the first. The changeup is down low. It's 1-1. Tony Pacheco coaching the third base for the Indians. Larry Doby coaching first. Big curve is high. 2 balls and a strike. Yankees have Nettles, Michael, Alomar, and Chambliss around the infield. As the 2-1 delivery comes in, check swing is inside. It's 3-1. Lowenstein has to fall down to get out of the way. The outfield, Lou Piniella out and left, Elliott Maddox in center, and Bobby Murcer in right. They're playing straight away for Lowenstein. Dobson looking at Munson first time. Rocks back, kicks and deals a 3-1 pitch. And it's a fastball outside. Ball 4. Well, Lowenstein walks, leading off the ball game. He's at first base, and the batter is Tommy McCraw. The Indian first base. Tommy's batting .307, 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Lowenstein, a pretty good base runner. He's stolen 34 bases. He's been cut down 4 times. The pitch to McCraw is down low. It's a ball. Yankee infield back looking for 2, except Chambliss. He's got to hold the base runner. Dobson sets. There goes the runner. The pitch fouled off on the left side. That'll be out of play. 1-1 on McCraw. Once again, we talked about the Yankee pitchers holding the base runners on, and they have a bit of trouble doing that. Some of those guys get so big a jump that no way Munson can get him down to second base. Now Dobson with a new baseball, looking for a sign. Now he sets. Checks the runner at first base. There he goes, the pitch, fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Lowenstein once again will have to go back to first base. Lascomani being very aggressive here early in the ball game. Lowenstein walked. He's attempted the theft of second base twice. Both times McCraw fouled the ball off. Well, they count 1 and 2. Lowenstein back to first. No outs here in the top of the first. Lowenstein with a walking lead off first. Now the set by Dobson. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced toward first base slowly. Dobson has it, bobbles it, and he can't make a play. Now Lowenstein's going to go to third, and he'll make it there safely. Ball was bounced slowly on the first baseline. Dobson got the ball, bobbled it, ended up in foul territory, still bobbling the ball. And Lowenstein alertly did not stop at second base. He went on to third. An error charged to Pat Dobson. So McCraw's at first base, Lowenstein at third, nobody out. And Frank Robinson's a batter. Robbie's batting .250, 21 home runs, 65 runs batted in. On deck is Johnny Ellis. Runners at first and third take their lead. Big curveball hit on the ground and short. Michael flags it down, throws the second for 1, back to first, not in time. Run scores. Lowenstein scores from third base, and that hand is for Gene Michael. He went way to his left, just got the ball in the webbing, fell down, turned over, threw to Alomar for the force out at second base on McCraw. Alomar's return to first base wasn't in time to get Frank Robinson. Oh, Cleveland leads 1-0. 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the first. An excellent play by the stick. Give Frank Robinson an RBI. It's his 66th run batted into the year. Here's Ellis. John takes a slider on the outside corner for a strike. Dobson looking around at his outfield. The time is called as Ellis backs out. Chambliss playing behind Frank Robinson at first base. Here's the set. And the 0-1 pitch to Ellis. Check swing outside. It's 1-1. Well, there's no doubt about Luciano's calls. He's 6'5", goes about 250. He doesn't get too much guff from the players either. Ellis takes outside again at 2-1. But I think Luciano tried out for the Detroit Lions football team. One umpire has a lot of fun umpiring. Now the set by the Dauber. And the 2-1 pitch to Ellis. Swung on and fouled off on the right side. That'll be in the upper deck. 2-2. Cleveland leading 1-0. We're the top half of the first inning. A walk to Lowenstein, an error by the pitcher, Pat Dobson, and a bounce out by Frank Robinson driving in the run. Well, Robinson at first base with 1 out. And the set. And the 2-2 pitch now to Ellis. Ball 3. And the count's full. Ellis on the year batting .288. He has 9 home runs. He's driven in 59 runs for the Indians. He can play first base for you, catch for you, play a little outfield, even play a little third base. Here's the payoff pitch. The runner's going. Ball, strike call on the outside corner and throw to second. They've got Robinson. The ball looked outside. Ellis took it. It was called strike 3, and Robinson slowed up going into second base. And the throw to Gene Michael got Robinson easily for out number 3. The Tribe picks up 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. At the end of the half inning, the Indians won. The Yankees, nothing.
Expecting a baby? Plan to refinish that old crib? If so, make certain that the layers of old paint are completely removed and the new paint you use is labeled non-toxic. Also, remember to check all crib surfaces. There should be no sharp edges. If the teething rails are damaged, they should be replaced. For free detailed information concerning crib safety, write Cribs, Washington, D.C. 20207. A public service message from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission.
The Cleveland Indians leading the Yankees 1-0. Philadelphia leads Montreal 3-0 after 2. The Mets lead the Pirates 1-0 after 2. And in football, Miami leads Buffalo 7-3 at halftime. Here's Roy White against Ellingsen. Pops the first pitch up in foul territory near the Yankee dugout on the first base side. The catcher, John Ellis, calls. He's got it. 1 away. Here's Elliott Maddox, the Yankee center fielder. Maddox, a .309 hitter. That's tops on the Yankees and 5th in the American League. He has 3 home runs and he's driven in 41 runs. Rod Carew still leads the American League in batting. followed by Mark Hargrove from down in Texas, George Orta from the Chicago White Sox, and Hal McRae with the Kansas City Royals. Then the Yankees, Elliott Maddox. And Maddox takes a strike on the knees. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. The Indians leading the Yankees 1-0. They got that run without the benefit of a base hit in the top of the first. A walk and an error and a bounce out. Breaking ball is inside. Ball and the strike on Maddox. Ellingsen is 25 years old. He's making his first appearance against the Yankees. He's 6 feet, weighs 170 pounds. He's from Pocatello, Idaho. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on, driven to left field. Gamble's there, and he's got it. Maddox lines out to the left fielder, Oscar Gamble, for out number 2. Yankee right fielder Bobby Murcer is the batter. Murcer batting at .277, 9 home runs, 81 runs batted in. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the first. Indians ahead 1-0. Helmet day here, Shea. The breaking ball is outside. 1 ball to count. Here's the wind and the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball's over the plate this time. It's 1-1. Ellingsen was selected by the Dodgers in the 64th round back in June of 1967. The 1-1 pitch to Murcer. Fastball bounced up the middle. Shortstop Duffy's got it. Fires to first in time. An excellent play by the shortstop, Frank Duffy. He went way behind second base, got that ball, made his play to first, and they just dipped Murcer by half a step. So the put out 6-3. For the Yankees, 3 up, 3 down. And after one, Cleveland Indians 1, the New York Yankees 0.
Let's face it, some aspects of life are not pleasant, but they must be dealt with. Like making plans for our families if something happens to us. As far as you're concerned, a big part of those plans should include veteran benefits. So make sure your family is aware of the VA benefits they may be entitled to. You also have veteran benefits you can use right now, as well as when you separate from the service. So get the whole story on veteran benefits. See personnel, or write to the Veterans Administration Information Service in Washington, D.C. The zip code is 20420.
Cleveland as we go into the top half of the second inning. And it'll be Oscar Gamble, George Hendrick, and Buddy Bell against Pat Dobson. Gamble bats left-handed. He's batting .291 with 19 home runs. He's driven in 57 runs. The Daubers' first pitch, the fastball, a called strike. The 0-1 pitch. Low this time, it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Down low again, 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 delivery. Outside ball, 3 at 3-1. Dobson having a bit of trouble with his control early here. He walked Lowenstein to lead the ball game off. Then he bobbled a bouncer toward first base by Tommy McCraw. Lowenstein hustled all the way to third base, where he scored on a bounce out by Frank Robinson. It's a high chopper back to Dobson. He gloves it, throws the first in time. Gamble is out 1-3, and there's one away. Here's George Hendrick, the center fielder. Hendrick wears a wrap on his right thigh. Evidently, he's still bothered by a pulled hamstring. He's batting .291, 19 home runs, 66 runs batted in. Bats right-handed. Dauber's first pitch. Down low, it's ball. Normally, Aspromani will take this fellow out in late innings. If the Indians are ahead, he'll use Rusty Torres out there. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. It's 1-1. On deck, Buddy Bell, the third baseman. Yankees play Hendrick straight away in the infield and the outfield. Got a lot of ability. He runs well, throws well, covers a lot of ground on the outfield. Curveball is swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Stands way off the plate, has a closed stance, gives the pitcher a lot of the outside part of the plate. And the 1-2 pitch. Line foul just outside of third. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes on George Hendrick. Mets lead Pittsburgh 1-0. Pirates batting in the bottom half of the third inning. Phillies lead Montreal 3-0. Montreal batting in the bottom of the third. We do not have any other American League scores yet. 1-2 pitch. Swung on it on the ground, solely to shortstop. Michael will have plenty of time. Throws to first base. They've got him. Hendrick going down the first baseline about 1/2 speed, or maybe less than that. Michael throws him out, so they're 2 outs. And the batter is Buddy Bell, the Tribe third baseman. He's batting .255, 7 home runs, 45 runs batted in. Cleveland leading 1-0, top of the second. 2 outs, nobody on. Bell takes high for ball. The rock back, the kick, and the 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, it's a ball and a strike. Time's called now as Buddy Bell cleans his spikes off. The 1-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Bell with 7 home runs, 45 runs batted in. Still bothered by a knee, injured playing basketball over the winter. And the 1-2 pitch. Sidearm curveball is outside. The count's even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dobson's 2-2 pitch. Curveball fouled off. Hit the plate, bounced up, hit Bell, and bounced back in foul territory. So the count's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're out driving around Shea and you got a couple of kids in your car, if they're under 14, you can bring them out here and get a Yankee helmet. Still. Few seats available in the upper deck. 35,000 or so here now. 2-2 pitch. Line right field. Murcer coming on. He's there. He's got it one-handed. 3 up, 3 down for the Indians. We go to the bottom of the second. Indians 1, Yankees 0.
Toys are a casual thing, but choosing safe ones isn't. Here are a few considerations to help in buying safe toys. Choose a toy appropriate for the child's age and development. For example, select chemistry sets for older children only. Make sure that fabric products are non-flammable. Avoid games involving darts or arrows. For small children, choose toys too large to be swallowed. Steer clear of toys with sharp edges or points. And once you give a toy to a child, make sure he uses it properly.
Yankee baseball and pause the station identification.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN Canal Zone.
Lou Piniella leading off against Bruce Ellingsen. Bottom half the second inning, the Indians are leading 1-0. Piniella batting .305, 8 home runs. He's driven in 66 runs. Ellingsen really bends down low to get his side. Now he straightens up, and Piniella fouls the first pitch off. The Yankees have 3 300 hitters. Elliott Maddox. Elliott came in batting at .309. Piniella batting at .305, and Ron Blomberg, he's batting .303. Piniella takes high. It's 1-1. Blomberg has only been up 254 times. He has 77 hits, 11 doubles, 2 triples, 6 home runs, and the Boomers driven in 40 runs. The 1-1 delivery to Pinella's line foul. Down the right side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bobby Murcer leads the Yankee hitters in the number of base hits. He has 160. Piniella has 150. Elliott Maddox has 135. So does newcomer Alex Johnson. He has 135 hits. 1-2 delivery to Piniella, top toward third. Nice hop for Bell. Fires the first in time. Pinella's out 5-3. And there's 1 away. Well, Baltimore must be doing something up in Boston. Reggie Cleveland was scheduled to start that ball game. Diego Seguí is in there in the first inning. Well, Baltimore's already gotten rid of Reggie Cleveland and Diego Seguí in there. Doesn't look good. Where's the rain up there? Here's Thurman Munson. Maybe it'll rain up there another 6.5 hours. Munson takes inside for ball. Thurman on the year is batting .253, 13 home runs. He's driven in 58 runs. He has 123 hits, 18 doubles, 2 triples. Breaking ball's a strike. It's 1-1. Piniella leads the Yankees in doubles with 25. White has the most triples, 7. The check swing on the ball. It hit and skipped away from Ellis. And I don't know if it was a ball or a strike. As soon as I find out, I'll let you know. The board has 2 balls and a strike. And the next pitch. There's a strike. It's 2-2 now. Evidently, Ellis just boxed the ball up and got by him the pitch before. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Munson, 1 out, nobody on. Cleveland leading 1-0 in the bottom half of the second inning. 2-2 pitch. Check swing is high. Count full. Ellingsen has retired the first 4 Yankees. White, Maddox, Murcer, Piniella leading off this inning. And the Tribe leading 1-0. Pitch to Munson. Swung on, popped up, out behind the mound. First baseman McCraw coming over, calling. He's got it. And they're 2 out. Well, the Baltimore Orioles picked up 3 runs in the top half of the first inning against Reggie Cleveland. They got rid of Cleveland. They lead Boston 3-0. Red Sox now batting in the bottom half of the first. Oakland and the Chicago White Sox, no score after 1. Philadelphia 3, Montreal nothing. That's after 3. Here's Chris Chambliss. He's got an 18-game hitting streak going. The line just went foul into the seats down the left side. 1 strike to count on Chambliss. Chris on the year is batting .260. He has 6 home runs. He's driven in 49 runs. And he started hitting just in the nick of time. Yankees going down the home stretch with a 1-game lead over the Baltimore Orioles. Down low, it's 1-1 on Chambliss. Here at Shea, the Indians are leading 1-0 with the bottom of the second. 2 men out, nobody on for the Yankees. 25-year-old left-hander Bruce Ellingsen trying for his second win of the year. He misses outside. It's 2-1 on Chambliss. Kneeling on deck is Graig Nettles. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Breaking ball is chopped foul outside of third. And it's now a count runs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Todd Benfield, Bell at third, Duffy the shortstop, Hermoso at second, and McCraw at first. Oscar Gamble in shallow and left. George Hendrick is the center fielder. John Lowenstein out and right. 2-2 pitch. Popped up in foul ground behind the plate. Ellis coming back. Near the screen. He's got it. So Chambliss fouls out to the catcher, Johnny Ellis, for out number 3. And Bruce Ellingsen has retired 6 Yankees in a row. And after 2, the score. Cleveland 1. The Yankees, nothing.
Money, credit, finance. They're important factors in life. Better understand them. Military personnel who run into credit problems often face rougher penalties than their civilian counterparts. If you don't pay your debts, you could face administrative action and possible dismissal from the service. Becoming a poor credit risk could also damage your military career. You may be denied a security clearance and miss out on a major assignment needed for promotion. So play it smart. Protect your credit rating.
Pittsburgh nothing after 3. And over in the National League, the Chicago Cubs picked up a run in the top of the first against Bob Gibson. The Cardinals batting in the bottom of the first. Baltimore leads Boston 3-0 after 1. The Phillies 3, Montreal nothing. Expos batting in the bottom of the fourth. Here at Shea, the Cleveland Indians lead the Yankees 1-0. We go now to the top of the third, and here's shortstop Frank Duffy against Pat Dobson. Takes a bunt and he takes outside. It's a ball. Duffy batting .235. He has 7 home runs. He's driven in 45 runs. Dauber with the 1-0 pitch. Big curve. Chop over Nettles' head. Foul ball outside third. Nettles playing even with the bag, and near the line, that ball was chopped his way, went over his head, and fortunately for him, it was foul. So the count now, a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Top toward third, over Nettles' head. Michael has, he's got a long throw, and he pulled Chambliss off the bag. A base hit for Frank Duffy. The high bouncer hit to the left of Nettles. It got by him. Michael went over the hole, had a long throw to make. The ball was on the plate side of first base, and it pulled Chambliss off the bag. So Duffy gets an infield hit. He's at first base leading off here in the third. Here's Angel Hermoso, the second baseman. Right-handed batter, batting .222. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. pitch to Hermoso. It's taken, a called strike. Nettles in close at third base, just in case Hermoso might want to bunt. Runner's going, the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. That'll be up on the screen. No play for Munson. No balls, 2 strikes on Hermoso, and Duffy has to go back to first base. Leadoff man John Lowenstein is on deck. Cleveland leading 1-0 here in the third inning. They've got their leadoff man at first base, no out. The 0-2 pitch to Hermoso. Over his head, a breaking ball. And it's 1-2. Hermoso backed out. Now he gets back in. Duffy takes the walking lead off first. He's checked by Dobson. And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball bounced towards second. Alomar has it. Tags the runner, and he's pushed back and can't make the throw to first base. He does tag Duffy for the first out. On at first with a fielder's choice is Angel Hermoso. And here's John Lowenstein, the right fielder. Sandy realizes it or not, though, but that runner can just run over him if he wants to. If he's got the ball in his possession. He stayed there, and Duffy banged him pretty good. Here's the pitch to Lowenstein. Fastball is low. Hermoso off first base. He's checked by the Dauber. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bounced to second. Alomar up. To Michael for one. Back to first. Double play. Yankees turn a 4-6-3 double play and get out of the inning. No runs, a hit. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom half of the third inning, and by the way, that's the Daily News home run payoff inning. The Cleveland Indians 1, the New York Yankees 0.
News about your personal affairs. Basic allowance for quarters. When government housing is not available, you're entitled to BAQ allowance if you have dependents. In some cases, officers and higher grade NCOs without dependents also may draw BAQ when adequate housing is not available. Your personnel office can give more complete details about BAQ. You ought to check it today. It may be money in your pocket.
Graig Nettles will lead off against Bruce Ellingsen as we go into the bottom half of the third inning with the Indians leading 1-0. And it's the Daily News home run payoff inning. You'll get $100 for a single by Yankee, $200 for a double, $300 for triple, and $1,000 for a home run, $5,000 plus a 2-week vacation in Florida at the Yankee spring training site for a Grand Slam home run. And Graig Nettles will lead off against Bruce Ellingsen here in the third inning. Ellingsen has retired the first 6 Yankees. Nettles batting at .245. He has 19 home runs, 70 runs batted in. They play him to pull. It's one on the ground to second base. Hermoso threw him out into shallow center field. And that should be an error on the second baseman. Ball was right to Hermoso. Instead of charging the ball, he waited on it. And it took a bat hop, and he couldn't handle it. Went through him out in the shallow center. So an error charged to the second baseman, Hermoso. And Barbara Wallace of the Bronx, New York, you had Nettles, and you'll get 2 tickets to a Yankee baseball game. Now, Laura Batari, Westbury, New York. Gene Michael's your batter. Gene batting 259. No home runs, 13 runs batted in. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat right-handed. Bunts down the third base side, but it's foul. Nettles all the way down to second base. Has got to go back. Ted Simmons hit his 19th home run for the Cardinals. The first inning with a man on. Well, the Cardinals have taken a 2-1 lead over the Chicago Cubs. And the Cardinals are still batting in the bottom of the first. The Mets won, Pirates nothing after 3.5 in Pittsburgh. Phillies 3, Montreal nothing after 4.5 in Montreal. Michael lines one foul into the seats down the left side. And it's no balls, 2 strikes on 6. Graig Nettles at first base. We're in the bottom of the third. Cleveland leading 1-0 over the Yankees. Nobody out here in the third inning. Michael batting for Lara Watari of Westbury, New York. On deck is Sandy Alomar. Here's a set by Ellingsen. And the 0-2 pitch. Outside and high. Ball and 2 strikes on Michael. Baltimore leading Boston 3-0. The Red Sox batting in the bottom half of the second inning. Now the set. The check of the runner off first. And the 1-2 pitch to Michael. Bounce right back through. And the shortstop grabs the ball. A second for 1. Back to first. Double play. That ball went right through Ellingsen. Looked like he had the ball. He had for it. And I thought he had it. Went through him. The shortstop Duffy went out behind him, grabbed the ball, threw off balance to Hermoso. The second baseman, and Hermoso's return to first base got the double play. A fine 6-4-3 double play by the Cleveland Indians. And Lara Batari of Westbury, you'll get 2 tickets to a Yankee baseball game. 2 outs now, nobody on. Here's Sandy Alomar. He's batting for Jonathan S. Tobin of New York City. Alomar, a 254 hitter. Takes low a ball. He has a home run, 26 runs batted in. I think that home run won somebody $1,000 in Minnesota. Alomar takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Cleveland leading 1-0. Hitting on deck is Roy White. Inside and high. Everybody shortens up for Alomar. Normally he does not hit with power. And he's got those sore ribs. Batting right-handed. It hurts him a bit to follow through. Two-one pitch. 3-1 pitch, rather, was inside, ball 4. Oh, Alomar walks. That means that Jonathan S. Tobin of New York, you'll get 2 tickets to a Yankee baseball game. Roy White will bat for Lawton Offutt of Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Alomar at first base, only 1 out. 2 outs, rather. Check that. Alomar at first with 2 outs as Roy White steps in. White has been up once. He's fouled out to the catcher, Ellis. And he's batting for Lawton Offutt of Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Alomar has a good lead at first base. He's being held there by McCraw. The pitch to White. Down low, it's ball. Cleveland picked up a run in the top of the first without the benefit of a base hit, and they lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Alomar leading off first with 2 outs. The pitch. Hit on the ground to shortstop. Duffy digs it out. Goes to second for the force on Alomar. That's out number 3. Over the Yankees. Here in the third inning. No runs. No hits. There was an error. And the Yankees left the man on base. And Lawton Offutt of Lebanon, Pennsylvania. You'll get 2 tickets to a Yankee baseball game. And at the end of 3, the Cleveland Indians won, the New York Yankees nothing.
Let's check some of the National Football League games going in professional football. The second week of the regular season, the first period score, the 49ers lead Atlanta by a score of 13-7. The Redskins are hosting the St. Louis Cardinals. At the end of halftime, the score is St. Louis 14 and Washington 10. First period score, New England Patriots, the team that beat Miami last week, 7. The New York Giants, 7. That's at the end of one period of play. Other games going, Green Bay's playing at Baltimore against the Colts. New York Jets at Chicago opposing the Bears. Kansas City starting later against Oakland. Same thing for Pittsburgh at Denver. And New Orleans at Los Angeles. The first period score, San Diego 7, Cincinnati nothing. Other games are Minnesota, Detroit, Houston at Cleveland.
On to the top of the fourth. The Indians leading 1-0. And here to take you over the next three, the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto.
Okay, Bill. McCraw reached on that error by Dobson in the first inning. That set up the one run for the Indians. It was an unearned run, by the way. Dobson winds, and the curve is bounced to second, right at Sandy Alomar. Sandy up with it, flips to first, 1 out. The way these teams have played the first 3 innings, looks like they're both going to catch a plane. Really going fast. Here's Frank Robinson. Frank was robbed of a base hit on an outstanding play by Gene Michaels. As a matter of fact, both shortstops have made sparkling plays. Duffy's come up with 2 to take base hits away from Yankee hitters. Frank got credit for the run batted in, though, on his grounder to Michael, but it saved a big inning for the Indians. Big overhand curve is low, ball 1. Piniella deep in left, Murcer deep in right, and Maddox not too deep in straightaway center field. They used to play Robinson as strictly a pull hitter. Gotten a little older, don't get that bat around too much. There's a bouncer right back to the box. Dobson has it. Throws to first, and he fooled Robinson that time on a slow curve. Frank hit it right off the end of the bat. And now Johnny Ellis. Johnny was called out on strikes his first time up. He was thrown out of yesterday's ball game for arguing a called third strike, and he had a pretty good argument on the one he was called out on his first time up today. 2 out, nobody on. The Indians leading 1-0 here in the top of the 4th. Dobson rocks back his sidearm curve low and outside, ball 1. On deck, Oscar Gamble. Indians have just 1 hit, that an infield hit by Duffy. Yankees looking for their first base hit. Another curve low and outside, 2-0. Pat Dobson is 116, lost 15. That slider nicks the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. Two out, nobody on. Pat back again, another slider foul back and out of play into the seat. So that evens the count at 2-2. They play Ellis just about straight away in the outfield and the infield, and they play him deep. The 2-2 pitch, bounce right back to the mound again. Dobson comes in, up with it. Throw to first, they get him. So an easy inning for Dobson. 3 up, 3 down, and in the middle of the 4th inning, Cleveland 1 and the Yankees nothing.
In baseball action on Saturday, the Orioles swept the New York Yankees last week to move into first place. However, after Saturday's action, the Yankees regained sole possession on the top spot in the American League East with a 14-7 blasting of the Cleveland Indians. Bobby Murcer smashed his first home run of the year in Shea Stadium, tying the game at 7-all in the 4th inning. Then Roy White smacked his 6th home run with 2 aboard in the 5th to put New York in front. The Indians had chased New York starter Doc Medich with a 7-run 3rd inning. The Yanks lead the American League East by 1 game over the Orioles and 4 over the Red Sox. Boston-Baltimore played a marathon contest on Saturday in Fenway Park. Rain halted the game 3 times, and the final result was not in until 6 hours and 27 minutes had passed. But for the Sox, the wait was worth it. Darren Johnson ripped a run-scoring single in the 10th inning, and Boston edged the Birds 6-5. Baltimore led 5-1 going to the bottom of the 9th. But Carl Yastrzemski singled a run, and Dwight Evans crashed a 3-run homer to tie up the score. We'll check other Saturday results a little bit later on.
Young left-hander Bruce Ellingsen out on the mound. He was a Dodger farmhand, and wears uniform number 13. A lot of athletes will not wear that number, very superstitious. But I tell you, with all the ball players that are brought up towards the tail end of the season, they run out of numbers. Remember, in yesterday's ball game, there were two players wearing the same number, Rico Cardi and Bill Gogolevsky. They were both wearing number 32, which is a little unusual. Here's Elliott Maddox, who lined hard to left field his first time up. Elliott leading the Yankees in batting. It'll be Maddox, Murcer, and Piniella. So this is the inning. The Yankees have the meat of their order coming up. Buddy Bell, even with third base. Almost hit. Home run for Baltimore in the third with nobody on, so they're leading at least 4-0 up there. They knocked Reggie Cleveland out in the first inning. Diego Segui in there now. But I tell you, after that game Baltimore lost yesterday, started in the afternoon, took 6.5 hours with all those rain delays. Curve is on the inside corner, 1-1. The left-hander winds, and the pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Ellingsen really takes the sign in a funny way out there, keeps his feet together on the rubber, and bends way over from the waist. Then kind of steps onto the rubber. Kind of gets a running start. The 2-1 pitch, inside, ball 3. 3-1. So, Elliott Maddox. Ahead on the count, 3 balls and a strike. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Almost hit him, ball 4, and Maddox is on. And for Elliott, that's his 61st walk of the year. Bobby Murcer, the batter. Bobby was robbed of a base hit on a sparkling defensive play by Frank Duffy, the shortstop. He went on the second base side of the bag coming from shortstop, fielded the ball, and threw him out. All right, Maddox leads away. The pitch to Bobby, a curve on the outside corner, strike call. On deck, Lou Piniella. Buddy Bell way in at third base and wide of the bag. Throw to first base. Elliott is back. Ellingsen is wearing a green baseball glove out there. I don't believe I've ever seen a green one. I've seen blue and red. One strike on Murcer. Nobody out. The Indians leading 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Yankee fans looking for some action. Here's the kick and the pitch on the outside corner, strike 2 call. Bobby turns around, walks out of the batter's box. A left-hander nicked the outside corner on Bobby twice, once with a curve, once with a fastball. McCraw holds the bag against Maddox. Stretched by the left-hander to the belt. The pitch is a curve foul. Just got a piece of it. A good breaking pitch. Bobby just fouled off the end of the bat. George Hendrick well over in right center field and deep on Bobby Murcer. He's playing deeper than either Gamble or Lowenstein. Remember, he does have a bad leg, Hendrick. His thigh is heavily taped. All right, Elliott Maddox leads off first. Ellingsen comes to the belt. His curve, base hit right field. Oh, he drilled that one. Maddox stops at second base. Bobby Murcer really creamed that low curveball. The Yankees' first hit of the ball game, and they have runners at first and second with nobody out. Actually, Bobby hit that ball so hard, Maddox didn't have a chance to go to third base on the base hit. And now Lou Piniella, who bounced to third his first time up. Yankees trail 1-0. Johnny Ellis is out there talking with Frank Duffy, the shortstop, and the pitcher Ellingsen. And now Dick Hauser comes in to talk with Piniella. This is a very important point of the ball game. Piniella does not butt very often, but is one of the best right-hand hitters able to hit to right field in the big leagues. Lou has sacrificed 4 times successfully this year. Maddox leads off second. Murcer is off first. McCraw is shallow at first, as is Buddy Bell at third. There's nobody out. The left-hander set. Pitch to Piniella. He pops it up down the right field line. And over there is McCraw in foul territory. He one-hands at Maddox, tagging and going to third. Good play by Elliott Maddox. That ball was not hit deep down the right field line. And McCraw, with his back to the infield, one-handed it, and Elliott, seeing that, tagged up and easily went to third base. Murcer is at first, Maddox at third, and while Munson comes up and time is called, we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN, Canal Zone.
Great heads-up play by Elliott Maddox. Seeing McCraw running at full tilt and having to catch that ball, knew he couldn't get much in the throw. So he tagged up, went to third, and now Thurman Munson, Nevada. Thurman popped to first his first time up. The Yankee fans have come alive here in the bottom of the fourth. They trail 1-0. Stretch by Ellingsen. Pitch to Munson. Low with a breaking pitch, ball 1. Thurman has 58 runs batted in on the year. Great chance to pick up at least one more right here. Runners lead at first and third. Throw over to first, but Murcer is back. Ellingsen does not have that good a move over to first base for a left-hander, unless he's got one he hasn't shown us yet. Outfield deep and straight away on Munson. Another throw to first base, and Bobby back. Bobby had a good lead that time, realizing that Ellingsen does not have a tricky move, so he's taking some liberties over there at first. Wants to get down to second base in a hurry in the event of a ground ball where he can break up a double play. He's set. The pitch to Munson on the outside corner, 1-1. On deck, Chris Chambliss. Munson is the man of the moment right now. Yankees with good speed on the bases. Maddox at third. Murcer at first. Stretch by Ellingsen. The pitch to Munson is hit high in the air. That'll get a run in. Gamble and Hendrick after it. Maddox is tagging. Hendrick makes the catch. Maddox easily goes to third. He better hurry. And he scored here. He scored. Luciano said that Maddox had crossed home plate. Murcer easily out at second. Bobby took a big chance, but he was a dead duck on a beautiful throw by George Hendrick. But Maddox, seeing that it was going to be close, put on a burst of speed and did score. Even though that's a double play. And Murcer erased at second after tagging up and trying to go. Maddox does score. The Yankees pick up a run on one base hit, no errors and nobody left, and the score at the end of 4, the Indians won and the Yankees won. Oh, man, that was close. And I tell you, when you play as hard as the Yankees, you're bound to have quite a laundry problem.
Last week it was Southern California. This week it was Penn State, Louisiana State, Arkansas, and Nebraska. The upset makers having a field day with the top 10, and this the third weekend of college football. For the top two teams in the country, Notre Dame and Ohio State, both were easy winners yesterday. Top-ranked Notre Dame routed Northwestern 49-3. It was a 13th consecutive win for the Fighting Irish. However, number 4 Nebraska tasted defeat for the third time this season, bowing to Wisconsin 21-20. The Ohio State Buckeyes rolled over Oregon State 51-10. We'll check out the scores later.
By the way, on that play, Munson will get credit for a sacrifice fly and a run batted in, even though it was a double play. It's not what is considered a continuous double play. And so the Yankees add to their record already of sacrifice flies for a season, surpassing the St. Louis Cardinals the other day. But they do tie up the ball game. Bobby Murcer figured that Hendricks was deep and with that bad leg wouldn't be able to throw, but he threw a strike to Duffy, who put the tag on Bobby Murcer coming in. But Maddox did score, and we're all tied 1-1. Oscar Gamble will be the batter. The pitch to Gamble is outside, ball 1. Gamble hit back to the box his first time up. So we've got a 1-1 ball game. In the bottom of the third at Fenway, it's Baltimore 4 and the Red Sox nothing. That one is outside, ball 2. Dobson missed on 2 fastballs. It'll be Gamble, Hendrick, and Bell. Foul back and out of play. Two balls and a strike to count. In the top of the 6th, the Mets lead the Pirates 1-0. Bottom of the 5th, Phillies lead Montreal 3-0. And in the top of the 3rd, the Cardinals lead the Cubs 2-1. The kick and the pitch foul back on the screen. It evens the count at 2-2. Nobody on here in the top of the 5th inning at Shea. The Yankees and the Indians. Helmet day at Shea Stadium, and a good crowd on hand. Helmets really sparkling in the sunshine. All right, Dobson nods his head at the sign. His pitch is just outside, 3-2. So it's a full count on Oscar Gamble. Left-hander crouches at the plate as Dobson's ready. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Pat Dobson gets his second strikeout of the ball game. Bring up George Hendrick, who bounced to short his first time up. All right, Pat Dobson ready. His pitch to Hendrick is a slider over the inside corner, strike 1 call. On deck, Buddy Bell. Each team with a run, a hit, and an error. Dobson's 1-strike delivery is a curve outside, 1-1. Pat on the year is 116, lost 15. Another curve low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Oakland and the White Sox tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th. And Kansas City and Texas tied 1-1 at the end of 1. Angels 1, Minnesota nothing into 2. Fastball bounce foul outside of 3rd. That evens the count at 2-2. Tigers scored a run in the top of the 1st, Milwaukee batting. Remember, Al Kaline needs just 2 hits to reach that magic number of 3,000 lifetime hits. The 2-2 pitch, a curved swing and a miss, strike 3. He had Hendricks fishing for that sidearm curveball. And Dobson picks up his third strikeout of the ball game, and it brings up Buddy Bell. Bell lined hard to Murcer, right field, in the second inning. Two out, nobody on. 1-1 the score in the top of the fifth. Ground ball in the hole. That'll be a base hit for Buddy Bell between Nettles and Michaels. Base hit number 2 for the Indians. That'll bring up Frank Duffy, who has the other hit, and infield hit to deep shortstop in the third inning. Duffy has made 2 sparkling defensive plays and also a smart play in breaking up a double play when he banged in Alomar. So Buddy Bell at first base. Bell has been bothered with a bad knee, and you don't figure him to try and steal. The pitch to Duffy is a strike on the outside corner. Two men are out. Dobson comes to the belt. The fastball low and outside, 1-1. On deck, Angel Hermoso, the second baseman. Duffy, a right-hand batter, wears glasses. Bell leads away. Curve bounce to third. Nettles has it, but it's foul. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground is awful hard right in front of home plate. A lot of balls got to chop down, take that high bounce over Nettles' head. Remember, there are 2 teams playing on this field, and it is in beautiful shape considering that fact. Jimmy Esposito and his ground crew doing an excellent job to keep this field in such good condition. And also the Met groundkeepers when they have to do the job. Curve swing and a miss, and Dobson strikes out the side with a hit in between. No runs, a base hit, no errors, and a man left. In the middle of the fifth inning, it's the Indians 1 and the Yankees 1.
Other college football games played on Saturday that we didn't mention a while ago among the top clubs. Of course, we mentioned Penn State, a great big upset, one of the biggest in a decade, they say. Navy, a 24-point underdog, defeated Penn State 7-6. Joe Paterno's team tried for the 2-pointer and failed and lost by a point. They could have tied the game. The Texas Aggies scored a fourth-quarter touchdown to down number 7 LSU 21-14. And Oklahoma State surprised the 10th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks 26-7. In other games involving top 10 teams, Alabama, ranked number 5, crushed Southern Mississippi 52-0. 6th-ranked Michigan blanked Colorado 31-0. And 9th-rated Texas stopped the Cowboys from Wyoming 34-7. 3rd-ranked Oklahoma did not play. Other important games, Georgia lost to Mississippi State 38-14. Tennessee trounced Kansas 17-3, and it was Florida 17, Maryland 10.
All right, the Yankees have tied up the ball game 1-1, and they'll send up Chris Chambliss, Graig Nettles, and Gene Michael in the bottom of the 5th inning. Let's see, no change on the scoreboard. Baltimore is still leading the Red Sox 3-0. The Red Sox batting in the bottom of the 3rd. Detroit 1, Milwaukee 0, end of 1. Oakland 1 and the White Sox 1 at the end of 3.5. Kansas City, Texas 1 at the end of an inning and a half. And California 1, Minnesota 0, end of 2. In the National League, it's the Mets 1, the Pirates 0, end of 5.5. Phillies 3, Montreal 1 at the end of 5. Cardinals 2 and the Cubs 1 at the end of 2. The rest of the action later on. Chris Chambliss will lead it off. Chris fouled to the catcher his first time up. Has an 18-game hitting streak. Takes the curve low, ball 1. Absolutely magnificent day. Couldn't beat it. Curve is low, ball 2, 2-0. So clear, there's no pollution. Man, you can see for miles and miles. Sun shining brightly. Not cold, not hot. Just perfect. The 2-0 pitch is hit deep to right field. I think that's gone. And right against the fence. Son of a gun, Lowenstein, right against the bullpen fence, makes the catch. I tell you what fooled me yesterday, that wind was blowing a gale out to right field. Today, no wind, but Chambliss really creamed it and sent Lowenstein against the fence for the long fly ball, 1 out. That brought the crowd to its feet. Graig Nettles the batter. Graig reached on an error his first time up. The pitch by the left-hander is low and outside, ball 1. Ball fouled back and out of play. Evens the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Score of the ball game, 1-1. Ellingsen winds. His fastball is outside, 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Gene Michael. The left-handed kick delivers a curved swing and a miss. And Nettles really had a good cut at that hanging curveball, but missed it. Yesterday we had base hits flying all over Shea Stadium. Today they're at a premium. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The Indians have 2 hits and 1 run. The Yankees 1 hit and 1 run. Now the 2-2 pitch. Bounce foul right past Elston Howard. And a souvenir for one of the youngsters with a Yankee helmet on. Count holds at 2-2. Ellingsen goes to the Rosenbag. Buddy Bell really playing wide of third. Very seldom does Nettles hit a ball down that way unless he's completely fooled. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, 3-2. Full count on Graig Nettles. Ellingsen has walked only 1 man. Check that, 2 men. He walked Alomar and he walked Maddox, and Maddox scored. Sending way over, even lower now to get the sign. Here's his payoff pitch. Kirk swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking pitch. Youngster showed me something throwing a curveball on 3-2. And I believe that's his first strikeout of the ball game. Yep. And now Gene Michael. Stick bounced into a double play his first time up, but it took a great play by Duffy. Took a base hit away from Gene and turned it into a double play. 2 out, nobody on. We're all tied 1-1. High and inside, ball 1. On deck, Sandy Alomar. They're in the bottom of the 4th now at Boston. Baltimore leading 4-0. Curved line to center field, and Hendrick coming on has to play it on 1 hop. Bobbles it, but holds on to it. Gene Michael with a long line single to center field. Well, the Yankees have been tough after 2 are out. At the end of 3 now, the St. Louis Cardinals 4 and the Chicago Cubs 1. And the Mets still leading the Pirates 1-0 at the end of 6. All right, Michael at first, McCraw holding him on. Stretch, and the pitch is fouled back and out of play, right above it. Ellingsen walks back. He has a chew of tobacco in his jaw, about 1/3 the size that Sparky Lyle puts in his. Went back to get rid of a little bit of it. 1 strike on Alomar. Throw to first, Michael hardly off the bag, back easily. On deck, Roy White. The kick and the pitch is hit deep to left, but it's going to go foul. I tell you, Alomar golfed the low curveball way back into the left field seats, but out in front, foul by about 30 feet. He really golfed that one. Looked like he used his 2-iron. Got the crowd murmuring, as you can hear. Can they hear, Hal Brown? They can hear. All right, it's 0-2 on Sandy. Alomar has 1 home run this year. All right, Michael leads the way. Fastball outside, a ball and 2 strikes. All right, a ball and 2 strikes. 2 men out. Score tied 1-1. Michael leads off first. Pitch to Alomar. Foul just below it. That was a nice catch by a dad who gives the ball to his son. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Sandy Alomar. Michael at first. High and tight, 2-2. One ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning at Shea Stadium. Ellingsen looks in for the sign. Curve swing and a miss, strike 3. Sandy drops the bat. For the Yankees, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 5, it's Cleveland 1 and the Yankees 1.
Let's take a look at that sticky situation in the American League East right now. The Yankees in front of Baltimore by game, and they're up on the Red Sox by 4. And the scores now, Boston and Baltimore after 2.5, 4-0 Orioles. Our game, of course, is 1-1. And looking at the West in the American League, Oakland now by 5.5 over Texas. After 4, it's Oakland 1 and Chicago 1. Texas after 2.5, they're also tied up at 1-1. We'll check the National League later. Wait, now, before we do go back, the delay at the game in New York, we'll check that real quick like. In the National League East, St. Louis up on the Pittsburgh Pirates by just a half game. And let's check those scores now. New York at Pittsburgh after 6, Mets 1, Bucks nothing. Chicago at St. Louis, Cardinals lead the Bruins by a score of 4-1. In the National League West, the Reds trail the Reds. The Reds trail the Dodgers by 3.5 games. And the Dodgers play later, hosting San Diego, while the Giants will be entertaining Cincinnati. So Cincinnati can't afford to lose any more ground on the Dodgers. They trail by 3.5 games.
Well, a real pitching duel going on here between Pat Dobson and Bruce Ellingsen. And Dobson will be facing the top of the order. Well, first he's got to face the last man in the order, Angel Hermoso. Bounced to second base his first time up. Then John Lowenstein and Tom McCraw. Hermoso, a right-hand batter. Chambliss moves in at first. Nettles in at third. As Dobson kicks and delivers a curve, lined, and a base hit into center field. Hit it right off the end of the bat. Maddox is up with it. And that's base hit number 3 for the Indians.
Right fielder, John Lowenstein.
All right, Lowenstein has has walked and scored and bounced into a double play. Yankees looking for the possible sacrifice there. Stretch by Dobson. His pitch is bunted in front of the plate. Munson has it. Goes to Michael. One. Back to first. Not in time. Good play by Thurman Munson. Man, he can get out there in front of the plate as quick as anybody. Reminds me of Yogi Berra and Roy Campanella. They're all built about the same, too, short and squatty, so they can bounce around. So that play goes 2-6 to fourth. Hermoso, Lowenstein at first, but you got to watch out for Lowenstein. He leads the Indians in stolen bases with 34. And he tried to steal twice the first inning. He gets a big lead over there. Dobson's got to throw over once in a while. Time is called. McCraw has reached on an error and bounced to second base. All right, here's the stretch. Throw over there. And Lowenstein has to crawl back. Luciano has really been on top of Munson all day. Bumped him a couple of times. His mask hit him on the back of the head. The stretch, the runner does not go with the pitch out, and it's ball one. McCraw, left-hand batter. One man out. Score tied 1-1 in the top of the sixth. Lowenstein with a big lead. He looks like he's going to go. Throw over there, and he dives back. Boy, he gets a big lead. Oh, Dobson. Have to check him again. He's inching away. Throw to first, and he's back just in time. He's really off. The stretch. Throw over there, and again he crawls back into first. Oh, that's got to make Lowenstein think a little bit over there. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Stretch by Dobson. There he goes, and it's outside. Throw to second is low, and no chance to get Lowenstein. As Munson coming sidearm threw a sticker that time to second base. And Lowenstein picks up his 35th stolen base of the year. And they say that McCraw tried to bunt that ball. The pitch was way high and outside. And now Luciano says McCraw tried to bunt at it, so the count is 1-1. Got to watch Lowenstein now so he doesn't steal third base. Dobson stretches. Curve is low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Dobson taking a little time now. A bouncing ball to first base. Chambliss will have to take it until he does. Moving to third is Lowenstein. 2 men out in the batter, Frank Robinson. Robinson bounced to short. Michael made a great play to take a base hit away from him. Frank did get credit for a run batted in and then hit back to the box. Remember, Roy White stole home yesterday. And so again, the Yankees will have to be alert for Lowenstein. Well, the Red Sox picked up a run in the bottom of the fourth. It's now Baltimore 4 and the Red Sox 1. Curve low and outside, ball 1. Milwaukee now leading the Tigers 2-1 at the end of 2. Lowenstein with a big lead at third. He's coming. The throw to the plate, and he's out at the plate. Lowenstein tried to steal home, and Frank Robinson did a great job of bluffing a bunt. Dobson fired the ball in, didn't ball it. Munson grabbed it and laid all over Lowenstein. We figured something like that might happen. Lowenstein was taking a big jump off third. And so in the inning, no runs, a base hit, no errors, nobody left. And in the middle of the sixth inning, it's the Indians won and the Yankees won.
In the National Football League, Mercury Morris has just scampered 17 yards in the fourth period in the game at Buffalo, and the Premium kicked the extra point. Miami now leads Buffalo by a score of 21-9, but a further score in that ball game. I believe Buffalo has come back with a touchdown, the extra point good. So midway in the fourth period, the score is the Miami Dolphins 21, the Buffalo Bills 16. Nothing on Detroit and Minnesota. We have nothing on Houston and Cleveland. In the fourth period, New England now leads the New York Giants 28-20. With about 2 minutes to go in the game, St. Louis continues to lead Washington 17-10. At the end of three quarters, Cincinnati 17, San Diego 13. In the fourth period, San Francisco leads Atlanta 16-10. Halftime score, Green Bay Packers 13, Baltimore Colts 6. Halftime, New York Jets 20, and the Chicago Bears nothing. Let's pause now for station identification. This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
You're listening to the SCN Canal Zone.
Steps in, he has fouled the catcher and bounced to short. That's some exciting plays here in this ball game. Not been much hitting. The Indians with 3 hits, the Yankees with 2. But that attempt of the steal at home, and Lowenstein almost made it. Ellingsen winds his pitch is on the inside corner, strike one called. It'll be White, Maddox, and Murcer. Buddy Bell guarding the line at third. Curve is hit in the air to shallow right field. Will be a long run. And one-handed by Lowenstein. Good play by Lowenstein. Didn't look like he was going to get through that ball. Now Elliott Maddox, who lined hard to left, then walked in the fourth and scored the winning run. A fraction of a second before Bobby Murcer was tagged out at second, trying to tag up and go from first to second on a fly ball to center field. That was a little hairy. All right, we're still tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the sixth. This kid, Bruce Ellingsen, who has not been seen by many people, came over from the Dodger farm team. Pitch to Maddox, inside, ball one. Again, Buddy Bell guarding the line at third and just about a step behind the bag. Gamble is over in left field. There's quite a gap in left center for Maddox. The left-handed pitch is low, ball 2-0. On deck, Bobby Murcer. The 2-0 delivery. Inside, ball 3. And Ellis and Ellingsen wanted that one. The 2-0 delivery. Inside, ball 3. And Ellis and Ellingsen wanted that one. The 3-0 pitch. Strike call, 3-1. Maddox taking all the way. Let's see if Elliott will be cutting for this one, figuring on a fastball. Here it is, 3-1 pitch. He cuts and fouls it back. He started to swing, tried to check it. It would have been ball 4. Was up around his eyes. So now it's a full count. With 1 out, nobody on. The score tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th. And a real fine crowd here for Helmet Day. Ellingsen looks in for the sign. He's got it, and now the payoff pitch to Maddox. Curve, strike 3, called Elliott Maddox. And that's twice this young left-hander has thrown breaking pitches on 3-2 counts to strike out a Yankee batter. Bobby Murcer robbed of a base hit his first time up and single to right in the 4th. All right, 2 out, nobody on. Bobby, who got his first Shea Stadium home run yesterday. Gotta feel like the monkey's off his back now. He takes the curve in there, strike 1 called. On deck, Lou Piniella. The kick and the pitch, low and away, 1-1. One-oneer is high and away. 2 balls and a strike. Ellingsen getting lower and lower as he looks in for that sign. Curve is hit deep to right center field. I'm going to wait. Lowenstein back by the warning track. A home run! Holy cow! Bobby Murcer! His second home run in as many days as the Yankees out front 2-1. I got fooled on the first one by Chambliss, and I waited on this one, and Bobby Murcer has put the Yankees out front 2-1 with as important a home run as he has hit all year long. And Ken Aspermani is coming out to the mound. I tell you, you can't fault that youngster out on that mound. He has just allowed 3 hits to the Yankees. Bobby Murcer has 2 of them. The other one an infield hit. Rather a single to center by Gene Michael, but Aspermani now talking with Ellingsen out on the mound, and Murcer really drilled that one right over the 371-foot sign. The Yankees now lead 2-1, and for Murcer, that's his 10th home run of the year and his 82nd run batted in. Oh, man, I want to tell you, for a low-scoring ball game, this game is just as exciting as yesterday. Yesterday's was a football score, 14-7. This one, more like a soccer score, a hockey game, 2-1, but the Yankees out in front. And the batter now, Lou Piniella, has bounced to third and popped to first. At the end of 7, it's the Mets 2 and the Pirates nothing. Here's the first pitch to Lou, and foul back in the crowd, out of play over the Yankee dugout. Unbelievable the way this Yankee club is playing ball. Low, and it's 1-1. On deck, Thurman Munson. The 1-1 pitch bounces in front of home plate, 2 balls and a strike. Well, that home run had to shake up the young left-hander, Bruce Ellingsen. Two balls and a strike, 2 out. The Yankees in front, 2-1, bottom of the 6th. The kick and the pitch is a ground ball deep to short base hit. Man, that ball had overspin on and just picked up speed. Duffy thought he was going to come up with it and went right by him. And Piniella's on with a hard single to left field. That'll bring up Thurman Munson. Thurman has popped to first and hit a sacrifice fly to drive in the first Yankee run. Piniella at first base. For Lou, it was his 151st base hit of the year. Pitch is low, ball one. Piniella leading off first. Every once in a while, Lou will try and steal a base. McCraw holding him close. There are 2 outs. The stretch and a changeup high and outside, ball 2-0. Looks like little Freddie Bean loosening up in the Indian bullpen. We don't have binoculars here. Somebody's got them, but we don't have them. Somebody doing little girl watching. All right, it's 2-0 to Thurman Munson. Piniella moves off first base. Stretch by Ellingsen. The pitch, low and outside, is 3-0. On deck, Chris Chambliss. 3-0 the count on Munson. He might be swinging away. The pitch, he cuts, ground ball in the hole. Duffy to his right backhand. So goes to second. In time, they took a base hit away from Munson and turned it into a beautiful force play. Great play by Duffy. He is out, and Piniella's throwing his helmet. Look at Piniella. He's going into a big dance. They say he might have dropped the ball, and if one of the other umpires saw it, they'll reverse it. We're going to wait before we give you the cue. Piniella said he dropped the ball. Hauser and Howard are arguing. Piniella's been jumping up and down and throwing his helmet. And if the other umpires saw it, they'll change it. If they didn't, they won't. But let's wait and see. Somebody threw an apple out in the field. Piniella had a good view of the play as he was sliding into second. And Howard is arguing it doesn't look like they're going to change it. The Yankees pick up a run on 2 base hits. No errors and a man left. The score now at the end of 6, the Yankees 2 and the Indians 1.
Let's check the schedule of the remaining games as we take a look at this American League East. Monday is an off day for all 3 contenders. The Yankees, Orioles, and Red Sox all have the day off. On Tuesday, September 24th, the Detroit Tigers play at Baltimore, while the Red Sox are against the Yankees at Shea Stadium. Same thing on Wednesday, same 2 games. On Thursday, the only game involving those 3 teams, the Red Sox at Detroit. On Friday, all 3 will be in action. Boston at Detroit, the Yankees at Cleveland, and Milwaukee at Baltimore. And that holds true on Saturday and Sunday. On Monday, Baltimore, Detroit, and Cleveland, Boston. And let's go back to Phil Rizzuto.
But the argument is still continuing with Bill Verdon walking out to right center field with Jerry Neudecker. Elston Howard and Dick Hauser arguing with plate umpire Ron Luciano at second. Yankees milling all over the place. And Piniella really fired his helmet down on the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if he split it. He was really hot. But it looks like the umpires are not going to change their decision. It's going to stand a fourth play. It was another outstanding play by Duffy, his 3rd of the ball game. But the Yankees do lead 2-1. And listen to the crowd. This umpiring crew had their problems in this series. But you know, it's going to happen in any tight series where games mean so much. Every close play is going to be contested. Bill Verdon getting a hand as he comes back into the dugout. Dobson continuing his warm-up pitches. And now Baltimore has scored a run in the top of the 5th. They lead the Red Sox 5-1 at the end of 4 1/2. And now Kenny Aspromonte is going to go out and argue with the umpire. They probably want Piniella kicked out of the ball game for throwing his helmet. That's one of the reasons Johnny Ellis was ejected yesterday for throwing his helmet on the ground. And And now Aspromonte wants to know why Piniella probably has not been thrown out of the ball game for throwing his helmet. Kenny is pointing out towards Lou Piniella and saying, if you do it for one, you got to do it for the other. But the umpires might not have seen. You got to see the guy throw his helmet, or you got to hear him say the magic word before you can kick him out. And Aspromonte still gesturing over there and pointing with his palms up in the air. And I think Kenny's going to lose that one. And an exciting ball game. The Yankees leading 2-1. And coming on right now to carry you the rest of the way. But I need a very well-deserved rest. Very traumatic experience. First I called Chambliss ball a home run. Then I said I'd better wait on Mercer's, and it went in. So Frank Messer, it's all yours.
Okay, Silver, welcome to the club. I thought Chambliss' ball was gone, too. And we held up on TV on Mercer's because the ball is just not carrying that well. Replay showed that the second baseman out there never did catch that ball at all. But we presume that Piniella must have gotten off the bag and he grabbed the ball and tagged him then. All right, here we go to Frank Robinson. The first pitch, breaking ball is outside, ball one. Yankees leading 2-1. And the next pitch to Robinson. He takes it low, ball two. Robinson is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He was at the plate when Lowenstein tried to steal home and was out. Pitch to him is over but low. 3 balls and no strikes. He takes low again, ball 4. Dobson on 4 pitches walks Frank Robinson, so the tying run is on. Now the batter will be John Ellis. It's only the second walk Dobson has given up. He walked the first man he faced, Lowenstein, in the first inning, and that cost him a run. On that last play for the Yankees, Piniella at second is just simply a 6-4 sports play. Pitch to Ellis. Fastball is low. Dobson now getting behind, and Bill Burton comes out. There's nobody up in the Yankee bullpen. Dobson struck Ellis out in the first inning. It was a called third strike and turned into a double play because Frank Robinson at first base was running and Munson threw him out to Michael covering second. Ellis bounced back to Dobson in the fourth. Now the big catcher is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Well, we hope you're having as nice a day wherever you might be listening to Yankee baseball as we are here in New York. Beautiful, beautiful. Last day of summer, first day of fall, which is it? Ellis swings and lines a foul ball into the seat down the right side. It's the last day of summer or the first day of fall? One ball and 1 strike to John Ellis. Forgot to bring ball the almanac. All right, the 1-1 pitch coming down Ellis. Frank Robinson leads away at first. Ellis bounces it down to third. It's a foul ball. And it is all over. In the NFL, the New England Patriots defeated the New York Giants 28-20. Final score, New England 28, New York Giants 20. Ball and 2 strikes, the count on Ellis. Stretched by Dobson. He comes, set and deals, and Ellis bounces one is short. Michael has it, goes to second himself, throws to first, double play. Gene Michael fielded that ball going to his left. Went to the bag to force Robinson and threw to first in plenty of time to double up Ellis. 6-6-3 double play. Yankees' second double play of the ball game. Actually, the third, second on a ground ball. 2 out, nobody on, and the batter will be Oscar Gamble. The Yankees lead by a score of 2-1. Gamble, left-hand hitter, has bounced the pitcher and struck out. The Dauber deals, fastball high and away, ball 1. Outfield spreads out on Gamble with Maddox straight away in center and not too deep. Nettles in at third. Michael and Alomar play him back. Here's the next pitch. He swings, fouls it straight back. One ball, one strike. 2 outs and nobody on. Dobson winds, kicks the left leg and deals a strike with a fastball over the outside corner at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Baltimore leads Boston 5-1. They're in the bottom half of the 5th inning at Fenway. And Dobson's 1-2 pitch to Gamble. Fastball again, he fouled it back. The Yankee players aren't worried about what's going on in Fenway. They just know they have to win their own ball game. One ball, 2 strike pitch with 2 outs. Here it comes. And he just missed inside. Dobson thought he had the corner, took a step toward the dugout. Let up on that one, and the count is even 2-2. George Hendrick is on deck. 2-2 pitch, fastball, just outside, ball 3. Full count now on Gamble. So a 3-2 pitch will be on the way to Oscar Gamble. Dobson, stiff as a ramrod, takes the side. Rocks, kicks and deals. Ball 4 low and outside, and he loses him. So Gamble is on, and it brings up George Hendrick. That is the 3rd walk given up by Dobson, and the 2nd in this inning. Hendrick, right-hand batter, is grounded out to short and struck out. Dobson struck out the side back in the 5th, getting Gamble, Hendrick, and Duffy. In between Hendrick and Duffy, though, Buddy Bell singled, but it was harmless. The set on the pitch. Hendrick fouls it down and comes up and hits him in the back of the shoulder. Strike 1. Well, the Mets added 2 more runs in the 8th inning, and the Mets now lead the Pirates by a score of 4-0. Pirates batting in the bottom half of the 8th. Dobson with a 1-strike pitch to Hendrick. He swings and he misses, reaching out for a breaking ball down and away. Other scores: Milwaukee leads Detroit 2-1 at the end of 4. A little bit later on, Al Brown will have to put a call into Milwaukee and see if K-Line got 2 hits for his 3,000. Tigers scored a run in the 1st inning. K-Line bats in the number 3 spot in the order, so there is a chance he might have contributed a base hit there. Right here, the 0-2 pitch to Hendrick. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Dobson picks up his 5th strikeout, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on. So in the middle of the 7th inning here at Shea, it's the Yankees 2 and the Indians 1.
Let's update the baseball scoreboard now, especially some of those big games. Let's check the National League right now in the East. Pittsburgh Pirates are playing at home against the Mets, and now after 8 innings of play, the Mets have a 4-0 lead. St. Louis, going into the games today in the National League, had a half-game edge on Pittsburgh, and the latest we have, on the St. Louis Cardinals is after 4.5. St. Louis leads by a score of 4-1. That is now after 5 innings of play. In the American League, some of the big ones over there, of course, would be Baltimore and Boston after 4.5 innings of play. The Orioles lead the Red Sox, make it now after 5. The Orioles, after 5, lead Boston by a score of 5-2. Elsewhere, after 4, it's Milwaukee 2, Detroit 1. After 4 innings of play, the California Angels lead the Minnesota Twins 2-1. And after 6.5, it's Chicago 2 and Oakland 1.
Well, up in Fenway, the Red Sox are packing away, but they're not taking big enough bites. And at the end of 5, it is Baltimore 5 and Boston 2. Atlanta leads Houston 1-0 at the end of 3.5. California 2 and Minnesota 1 at the end of 4. Chicago 2 and Oakland 1 at the end of 6.5. That brings you up to date on late scores. Right here, Chris Chambliss will lead off the bottom half of the 7th inning for the Yankees. Chambliss has an 18-game hit streak on the line. So far, he's popped up and flied deep to right field. A ball that we thought over in the television booth would be a home run, but it just suddenly died, and Lowenstein caught it about 3 feet from the fence. Pitch to him, fast and low, ball 1. First time up, Chambliss fouled out to John Ellis back near the screen. Bruce Ellingsen. His first start, deals again, and Chambliss swings and misses. Tried to check the swing. The ball was really in the dirt. Bounced away from Ellis, but he went too far. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankees with a 2-1 lead. With Chambliss up there, Graig Nettles is on deck. Ellingsen bends over double as he picks up the sign from Ellis. Now starts to wind up, kicks and deals. Curveball drops down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Kaline has been to the plate 3 times without a base hit. He's walked, flied out, and grounded out. Thank you, Kenny Webner. 2-1 pitch. Low and away, ball 3 with a fastball. Nobody out. Southpaw, Bruce Ellingsen, ready again. Kicks and offers, and Chambliss swings and misses. He was going for distance. Full count, 3-2. Ellingsen shakes off Ellis, gets another sign. Here it is. And he struck him out. Whatever Ellingsen wanted to throw was a good idea. It looked like a slider, and he strikes out Chambliss. That is his 4th strikeout. And it brings up Graig Nettles. Nettles reached on an error by the second baseman, Hermoso, and then struck out, so Graig is over 2. First pitch here to Nettles. He takes low. No, he doesn't. It's a strike. Cubs just scored 4 runs in the 6th inning to take a 5-4 lead over the Cardinals. And the 0-1 to Nettles. Hit back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit throw to center field. Right back through the box. Ellingsen fell down. Nettles makes his swing around first. Now comes back as Hendrick gets the ball in from center. So Nettles is on with 1 away. And the batter will be Gene Michael. Michael is 1 for 2. Brilliant play by the shortstop Duffy. Turned Michael's ground ball in the 3rd inning into a double play. Then Michael singled in the 5th. Switch hitter batting right against the southpaw Ellingsen. And Sandy Alomar is on deck. Baltimore did not score in the 6th inning. Birds lead the Bo Sox 5-2. Boston batting in the 6th. Michael swings the line to foul back in the crowd down the first baseline. No balls and a strike. Yankees leading 2-1 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Yankees with a 1-game lead over Baltimore in the Eastern Division. Ellingsen is ready to work. Comes set at the belt, stares at Nettles, now deals to Michael. High, nice play by Ellis to pull it in. being held out at first base by Tom McCraw. Hermoso and Duffy at double play depth, and Buddy Bell guarding the line at third. Very close to the bag. The outfield shallow and spread out. And the 1-1 pitch. Michael takes it high. 2 balls and a strike. Ellingsen went for the rosin. Now he plants the left foot, bends down, looks to Ellis. Comes set and offers. Michael fouls it straight back, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Helmet Day crowd here at Shea really wrapped up in this ball game. Youngsters proudly wearing their Yankee batting helmets they were given when they came in. Ellingsen taking a lot of time between pitches. He may be getting tired. I don't know. This is his first start. He'd only pitched 30 innings for the Indians in 14 relief appearances. He's gone a long way. Next pitch, Michael swings and misses. Strike 3. It was dropped by Ellis, but Michael could not advance to first. It was occupied by Nettles. We pause now for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
This is American Forces Radio at 790 and 1420. SCN Canal Zone.
Sandy Alomar is the batter. Sandy has walked and struck out. Sandy still bothered a bit by the left shoulder. And the pitch to him. Foul, straight back. I asked Sandy before the game down in the Yankee clubhouse how the shoulder felt. He said it still bothered him. He said, I'm not worried about hitting, though. I'm out there to field for defense. He said, as long as I can give the Yankees good defense, he said, I'm not going to worry a bit about hitting. Of course, he'll take the base hits, he can get them. But that is not his primary concern. Nettles leads away. The pitch to Sandy, hit in the air to left center field. Hendrick going for it. Now Gamble calls him off, and the left fielder takes it. Oscar Gamble makes the catch to retire the side. And for the Yankees in the 7th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man is left on base. So at the end of 7 full innings, the score, the Yankees 2 and the Indians 1.
Let's check other things going on in sports right now. As golf match is going, Miller Barber is in a solid position to win his first tournament of the year. The 43-year-old veteran has a 3-shot lead over Mexican Vic Regalado, entering Sunday's final round of the Kings Island Open in Ohio. 3 auto races are on tap today. Brazil's Emerson Fittipaldi holds the pole position for the Formula One Grand Prix in Canada. A.J. Foyt starts from the number 1 position in the USAC 300-mile race at Trenton, New Jersey. And Richard Petty is on the pole for the Wilkes 400 stock car race in North Carolina.
And on the Frigidaire scoreboard, they're in the 9th inning at Pittsburgh. The Mets are leading 4-0. In the bottom half of the 6th in Boston, Baltimore leads 5-2. Milwaukee has a 2-1 lead over Detroit at the end of 5, and Al Kaline has not had a base hit. He needs 2 to reach 3,000. You know, in the footnotes of the pennant race, Al Kaline going for his 3,000th hit. Folks down in Baltimore hoping that he doesn't get it today. They'd like to see him get it down there, which is his hometown. Of course, folks in Detroit, where Al has played his entire career, would like to see him get it there. 22 years as a Detroit Tiger. Kaline undoubtedly will get it, and he says then he'll retire. All right, we go back to this ball game in the 8th inning, and Buddy Bell to lead it off. Head at third baseman. He is 1 for 2. First pitch to him. He bluffs the butt, takes a strike on the outside corner. Looks like a hard slider from the Dobber. And the next pitch to him. Swung on and looped out towards second. 1 hop by Alomar. He's got it. Throws on to first, and Bell is out. 1 down, and it'll bring up the shortstop, Frank Duffy. Or will it? Aspermonti has called Duffy back in. And he may go for a pinch hitter. It looks like he will. And it looks like it will be Rico Carney. Rico Carty will bat for Duffy.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen. Batting for Duffy.
And on the scoreboard now, Minnesota's tied California 2-2 at the end of 5. Rico Carty, a right-hand batter. Carty is hitting .358. Takes the curve outside, ball one. Dauber's next pitch, fastball is low, 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. Strike call. Moving into the on-deck circle right now is Leron Lee. The bat for Hermoso. The Yankees are leading 2-1. We're in the 8th inning, 1 out, nobody on. Dauber's ready. Kicks and offers. Curveball. That's over but high. Look at Munson still holding it there for Lou Piniella. Look at it again. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Sparky Lyle is throwing out in the Yankee bullpen. And here's the pitch. Popped up. Behind the plate, Munson flips the mask away. He's under it. He's got it. And there are 2 down. And now Leron Lee will bat for Angel Hermoso. Lee is a left-hand hitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, batting for Hermoso, number 20.
Leron Lee is batting .242, 4 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Well, looking at the scoreboard again, the Cardinals scored in the 6th inning, and they have tied the Cubs 5-5. That National League battle goes on. First pitch to Lee. Cut on, bounce down the first baseline, foul. Cardinals with a 1.5 game lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mets are leading the Pirates 4-0 in the ninth. The Cardinals have come back now to tie up the Cubs 5-5. Dodgers have a 3.5 game lead over Cincinnati in the Western Division. Right here, the Yankees lead 2-1 in the 8th inning. Pat Dobson with 2 outs has a no-ball, 1 strike count on Leron Lee, and the pitch. Fouled off the third base line. Almost hit third base coach Tony Pacheco. Nettles is guarding tight to the line at third. Infield and outfielder spread. Dobson climbs on the rubber. Plants his feet, looks down to Thurman Munson. Gets the sign, starts the motion, and the 0-2 pitch. Hit in the air, down the left field line. Piniella digging in for it, still coming. He's got it. Running catch by Lou Piniella. Just a step before he crossed the foul line. He caught it in fair territory, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. In the middle of the 8th inning, the score, New York 2 and Cleveland 1.
Updating the National Football League scores right now. Quarterback Bob Greasy capitalizing on 2 Buffalo fumbles, hit his tight ends for 2 touchdowns to lead the Miami Dolphins to a 24-16 win over the Buffalo Bills. Other finals, San Francisco beat Atlanta 16-10. One of the big upsets of the day thus far, the only big upset so far, has been the win by San Diego. And Dan Fouts quarterbacking San Diego to a 20-17 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. After 3 quarters, the fourth quarter now. In the fourth quarter, the score, Giants 20 and the New England Patriots 28. Patriots 28, Giants 20. A final score, St. Louis Cardinals 17, Washington Redskins 10. In the third period, Green Bay leads Baltimore 23-6. Also in the third period, New York Jets 20, the Chicago Bears nothing. Kansas City and Oakland just getting underway.
Attention, please.
Again, a report from Boston. They've completed 6. Baltimore leads 5-2.
Number 35,
Tom Buskey has come on to pitch.
Number 17,
Luis Alvarado is short.
second base.
And the new second baseman.
Number 18, Dwayne Kuiper.
New second baseman is Dwayne Kuiper, Kuiper. So they have Alvarado at short, Kuiper at second, and Tom Buskey, former Yankee right-hander, on the mound. Roy White steps in and takes the pitch on the inside corner, strike one. Buskey has 1-2, lost 6, and saved 16. Husky Buskey deals low and away. Reggie Sanders has homered for the Detroit Tigers in the 6th with the man on. The Tigers take the lead 3-2 over the Milwaukee Brewers. There's a strike called on White. The count goes to 1-2. Roy has gone over 3 in the ball game. Popped to the catcher, grounded to short, and flied out to right. He'll be followed by Maddox and Murcer. Buskey rocks over the rubber, brings a fastball on inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Out at center field, Hendrick plays White to pull, shading him toward right. The right fielder Lowenstein pretty much straight away. There's a gap in left center. And the 2-2 pitch to him. Fastball is lined down the right field line. If that's a fair ball, it's going to be a base hit, and it is foul. No way Lowenstein could have gotten to it, but it's a foul ball. Pitching line on Bruce Ellingsen. 7 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Two-two pitch now to White. Hit in the air to right center field. Hendrick moving for it. Lowenstein backs him up, and Hendrick makes the catch. 1 out. Center fielder Elliott Maddox steps in for the Yankees. He's got 0 for 2. He walked in the 4th, went to second on Mercer's single. Lately went to third on Piniella's foul pop-up down the right field line and was caught by the first baseman McCraw. And from third, he scored on Munson's sacrifice fly. There's a ball into deep left field. Over toward the line goes Gamble, and he's got it for out number 2. The hand will be for Bobby Murcer. Bobby Murcer has singled and homered. 2 for 3. Wind up by Buskey in the pitch. Strike 1 call. Split the plate. Just about knee high. Lou Piniella is on deck. Buskey ready again. Turns it loose. Fastball is ripped foul outside of first. No balls and 2 strikes on Bobby Murcer. Yankees leading 2-1. Bottom half of the 8th. 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Blown away. Buskey offers. Fastball is hit out toward center field. Hendrick drifting back, has room. And he makes the catch right at the edge of the track to retire to side. Yankees are 3 up, 3 down, and at the end of 8, the score is New York 2 and Cleveland 1.
In auto racing today at Trenton, New Jersey, veteran driver A.J. Foyt has won the first 150-mile portion of the Trenton Times Split 300 auto race. The second half of the Indianapolis-type auto race is being run later Sunday afternoon. Foyt led 51 of the 100 laps around the mile-and-a-half track in the first race. However, he was only 3 7/10 seconds ahead of runner-up Bobby Unser at the finish. Unser accumulated enough points with the second-place finish to clinch the National Driving Championship on the USAC's championship circuit. So veteran driver A.J. Foyt has won the first 150-mile portion of the Trenton Times Split 300 auto race. That race at Trenton, New Jersey. Millard Barber has retained his three-stroke lead halfway through the final round of the Ohio Kings Island Open Golf Tournament in Mason, Ohio. Meanwhile, Jack Nicklaus virtually eliminated himself from the title consideration. Barber, who has led since the second round, played the front nine in 100 par 35 and had a 63-hole total of 240. That is 9 under par on the Jack Nicklaus Golf Center course. We'll talk more about that and have the finals very shortly, we hope. Right now, back to baseball.
And the top of the batting order up for the Cleveland Indians, John Lowenstein to lead it off, then Tom McCraw, and then Frank Robinson. Pat Dobson pitching from the shadows now that have crossed the pitcher's mound. Lowenstein is 0 for 2. Walked in the first inning and scored the Tribe's run. Pitch to him. Right across. Strike one call. Sparky Lyle warming up in the Yankee bullpen along with Cecil Upshaw. One strike pitch to Lowenstein. Change up high and away. 1-1. Yankees spread the outfield on Lowenstein. Nettles in shallow at third. Everybody else backed off. Chambliss guards the line at first. And the 1-1 pitch. Strike two calls. Knee high in the outside corner. Well, we'll see now. Dobson plays around with a pitch or two. Right-hander winds and deals. Pitch is pump foul outside of first. Count holds with a ball and 2 strikes. Dobson eyeballs the sign from Munson. Now Lowenstein stepped out. Time is called. He's back in again, and the 1-2 pitch to him. Low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Ripped foul over into the Yankee dugout. Dobson so far has scattered 3 base hits. The run scored without a base hit in the first inning as a result of the Dobbers' own error. He walked Lowenstein. McCraw hit a bouncer between the mound and first base. Dobson fumbled the ball and finally booted it across the foul line. 2-2 pitch. Hit high in the air, foul toward the left field area and down into the seats. Lowenstein on the error went all the way to third and scored as Frank Robinson bounced out to short. Doubleheader Tuesday at 5:30. Yankees will pitch Larry Gura and Rudy May. Red Sox, Louis Dion and Roger Moret. Here's Dobson's 2-2 pitch to Lowenstein. It's high. Full count. Dobson being very, very deliberate now. Payoff pitch to John Lowenstein. He fouls it off. Dobson came in with a fastball. Final score, Philadelphia 3 and Montreal 2. Jim Lonborg, the winner, 16-12. Rogers, the loser, 14-21. The Yankees lead 2-1. Ninth inning, John Lowenstein with a 3-2 count. The pitch to him, bounce back over the mound. That may be trouble. It is. Base hit into center field. High bouncer, right back up the middle. So the Indians get the tying run on base. Hit number 4 off Dobson. Time called out at first base as Chambliss comes over for, I believe, sunglasses. That's what he wants. Now the batter is Tom McCraw with Frank Robinson on deck. McCraw reached on Dobson's error, grounded out to second and grounded out to first. So he's 0 for 3. Left-hand hitter spreads out on the box. Takes the pitch low and outside. Ball 1. The Yankees with a 2-1 lead And the Indians with a runner at first and nobody out. Dobson comes set. Here's the pitch again. Fastball is bunted down the first base side. Chambliss has it. Flips to Alomar covering. They've got him. I think he stepped on Alomar. And on the bunt, Lowenstein went to second. Alomar may have been spiked. He keeps looking down at his foot, but he's walking back over towards second base. Score at 3-4. As Lowenstein goes to second, I'm sure the score will give him a sacrifice on it, although it looked like he was bunting for the base hit. And Frank Robinson steps in with a tying run at second and one out. First pitch, low and outside, big sweeping curveball. Umpire Luciano looks at the ball, and here's the final. Chicago has defeated Oakland 3-1 as Jim Cott won his 19th game. Ken Holtzman was the loser. He is 19-15. Alomar sneaks in behind Lowenstein, but no throw made at second. Dobson drops the hands. Here's the pitch. Robinson bounces it foul outside of third. John Ellis is on deck. The Yankees with a 2-1 lead. The Indians have the tying run at second. One out. Always dangerous. Frank Robinson up there at the plate. Robinson is 0 for 2 in this game. Reached on a walk in the 7th. Dobson keeps the ball in the glove as he takes the sign. Brings the hands together and the pitch. Curveball is bounced foul past the third base dugout. 1-2 on Robinson. Ken Aspromonte trying to get somebody's attention down there in the Cleveland dugout. Probably his third base coach, Tony Pacheco. All right, again a pitch to Frank Robinson. Dobson brings it in. Robinson takes it. Oh, hear the crowd groan on that one. Must have been a bit low. It looked like he had the outside corner. Here's the Mets final. They shut out Pittsburgh 4-0 on a 3-hitter by John Matlack, who evens his record at 13-13. Jerry Royce, the loser. Here, the 2-2 pitch to Robinson. Hit on the ground, foul outside of third. So the Pirates suffer a setback, being shut out by the Mets 4-0, a 3-hitter by Matlack. Again here, the Yankees lead 2-1. Indians with a runner at second. There's one out. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Frank Robinson. Dobson, with a new ball to work with, strolls around behind the mound, now climbs up on top of the hill. Plants the right foot and looks in to Munson. And the pitch to Robinson. Check swing on a low curve, and it's 3-2. On 2 pitches, Dobson has just barely missed. And a 3-2 pitch to Robinson. Here it comes. Ball 4, he walked in. Breaking pitch, low and outside. So now, the Indians have runners at first and second. The batter is John Ellis. That's the 4th walk given up by Dobson. Paid attendance, 36,540. And the Indians sent a runner down to first base for Frank Robinson. Tommy Smith goes down to run for Robinson. Tommy Smith at first running for Robinson. 2 on, 1 out. John Ellis the batter. 0 for 3. The pitch to him. Swung on and missed. Took a big rip. The pitch that broke down and away from him. State attendance, 36,540 here on Helmet Day. Over 41,000 in the ballpark. Dobson ready to work as the runners lead away. The set, here's the pitch. Fastball is foul, back off Thurman Munson. And the count is 0-2 on John Ellis. Oscar Gamble is on deck. Lowenstein led it off with a single. McCraw bunted him over to second base. Robinson has walked. Smith running for him. So 2 on. 1 out. 0-2 pitch coming to John Ellis. Dobson kicks and deals a curve that is fouled off. Oscar Gamble, the on-deck hitter, grabs it. Elliott Maddox is playing Ellis very shallow out at center. Sanella and Murcer pretty much straight away in left and right. The infield plays him up the middle, hopeful of the ground ball for the double play that would end the game. Dobson ready. And the pitch. Curveball is hit in the air to left field. Piniella drifting back. Has it zeroed in. Glove up. Makes the catch. And here comes the runner for third. He'll make it. Lowenstein tagged up at second and went to third. Piniella's throw in was way off the mark. So after the catch, Lowenstein goes to third. Oscar Gamble will be the batter. And Bill Burton is taking no chances right now. He wants Sparky Lyle to pitch to Gamble. I'm sure that's why Burton is out there. To bring Sparky Lyle in to pitch to Gamble. And we'll see now if Ken Aspromonte pulls Gamble in favor of somebody else. The Tribe has runners at first and third. 2 outs. Yankees leading 2-1. Dobson has pitched a superb ball game. 8 2/3 innings worth, allowing just 4 hits. Late word from Boston at the end of 7. It's Baltimore 5 and Boston 2. Baltimore 5, Boston 2. Cuellar has got all the way for Baltimore. Reggie Cleveland started that game for Boston. Did not survive the first inning as Baltimore scored 3 runs. Diego Segui relieved in the first. And Segui has been in there all the rest of the way for Boston. Dobson flips the ball to Sparky Lyle, flips him on the backside with his glove. And listen to the hand for Dobson as he goes to the dugout. Right now we pause for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
This is the Southern Command Radio Network, an affiliate of the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN Canal Zone. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching.
Sparky Lyle being announced as the Yankee relief pitcher.
Bobby Murcer.
Looks like Oscar Gamble may give way to Charlie Spike as the hitter. Minnesota has taken a 5-2 lead over California at the end of 6 innings. We'll tell you again, 2 finals in the National League. Mets shut out Pittsburgh 4-0. Phillies edged Montreal 3-2. And the Cardinals are now leading the Cubs 4-1. That ball game is in the top of the 6th. And now we get word from Milwaukee that Al Kaline got 1 hit today. So far, he has 1 hit. His 2,999th career base hit. That ball game is in the bottom half of the 6th inning. So you know Kaline will come up at least 1 more time. Detroit is leading 3-2. Charlie Spikes will bat for Oscar Gamble. 2 outs. Runners at first and third. Good speed on the bases. Lowenstein at third. Tommy Smith at first. Lowenstein takes a big lead off third base. He tried to steal home back in the 6th and was out. Lyle checks him, and here's the pitch. Low and inside, scrambled for by Munson as it was in the dirt. And Munson finally surrounded it. Ball one. What a scramble from Munson. He wasn't sure where that ball was. He was trying to look in every direction at the same time. Spun around in a complete circle and smothered the ball to hold the tying run at third. Very dramatic ball game. Ninth inning, Yankees leading 2-1. Runners lead from first and third. The set by Lyle. The pitch cut out and fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Charlie Spike, strong right-hand batter. .269 hitter with 21 home runs and 76 runs batted in. And the 1-1 pitch to him is on the way. Hit right back to Lyle. He's got it. Throws him out, and the ball game is over. Lyle caught his bat right off in his hand. Band on the run. And the Renegades have done it again. They sweep the 4-game series from the Cleveland Indians. And regardless of what happens, they will still be in first place by 1 full game with 1 game left to play.
Before we leave you, the Baltimore-Boston game, after 7.5 innings now, the Orioles continue to lead the Red Sox by a score of 5-2. Chicago has beaten Oakland 3-1. The National League, the Mets shut out Pittsburgh 4-0. After 7.5, it's Chicago 5, Pittsburgh 5, or rather Chicago 5, St. Louis 5. San Diego and Los Angeles just starting. Cincinnati at San Francisco after 1.5, no score. This broadcast was authorized on the rights granted by the Cleveland Indians and New York Yankees and was intended solely for the entertainment of the AFRTS listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and accounts of this game without the express written permission of the Cleveland Indians and New York Yankees is prohibited. Our thanks again to Yankee broadcasters Phil Rizzuto, Bill White, and Frank Messer as they broadcast today from Shea Stadium in New York City. And the final score again. The New York Yankees, who now lead the Orioles by 1.5 games at this moment. New York Yankees 2, the Cleveland Indians 1. Dal Burnett speaking on behalf of engineers Ralph Bartlett and Ron Jeffries. This has been a presentation of AFRTS Sports in Washington.
Have you got a minute to listen?